Master, dinner is served.
Igor, it's not that I don't appreciate the effort, but you know I prefer my meals uncooked. And how many times have I told you about using garlic?
Yes, Master. Forgive me, Master. Please.
Bite into Paradelphia. Thursday nights at 8, only on Toxic Radio.
Paradelphia. Because what if it's all true?
Hey, I'm Carla.
I'm Heidi.
And we're the Butcher Babies. Listen to toxicradio.net.
Don't play it safe, play it toxic.
It's good to know you can count on some things in life. The sun will rise, family and good friends, air metal on weekends. Oh yeah, and the Fishman does awesome interviews. Who's he talking to next? None other than the one and only Michael Sweet of the iconic Striper. That's right. Tune in this Saturday during the Heavy Metal Happy Hour for a personal conversation with Michael Sweet of Striper. They'll be talking about everything. The hits, the history, what's next for the band. You don't want to miss this. Be there for the Heavy Metal Happy Hour this Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern. For Michael Sweet of Striper chatting with the Fishman. Only on Toxic Radio, where the Fishman rocks interviews.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Taking It Deep with the Godfrey, TheGodfrey. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And you can like the page Taking It Deep with the Godfrey on Facebook. Sharing is caring. You can catch us live there. And we're on YouTube live as well through Toxic Radio. I don't know that address. I keep forgetting it. But Mike will tell us. But if you want to call in, 856-485-9565. The phone lines are live. And we will take your calls. We'll talk about anything you want. Maybe. We'll see. If it sucks, we'll just cut you off. But we'll take anybody at this point, right? You got a pulse?
Pretty much.
Call in. Yeah. So, lots going on this week. Of course, what else is in the news except Corona? But what the fuck was Major League Baseball thinking, right? Our own Phillies. I'm a Phillies fan. Grew up in the area. We don't know when they're going to play again. The latest on the Phillies is getting pretty interesting. I have a tweet here from Jason Stark. I don't think he's ESPN anymore. It might be at The Athletic. I can't remember because there's a lot of movement going in the baseball world. People got laid off. But he's saying, I'm hearing the Phillies players have been told to isolate if possible while they await test results and more daily testing. Yesterday, multiple players were around the coach who learned he tested positive today. So wouldn't that mean they shouldn't play for at least 5 more days? Wow. It is really evolving into a shit show concerning baseball, and it's right here in Philadelphia's own backyard. So the Phillies season, is it in danger? I don't know. I hope not. But it's already a shortened season of 60 games, and now we have pitchers and Mariners up there. I don't know. They might be testing positive, but we are in that danger. So here's the fallout from it, as reported on Yahoo. The Marlins outbreak fallout. MLB now requires the team to have a COVID protocol compliance officer. My thing is why didn't you have that before now? doesn't seem like a well put together plan. I think that's a fair question. Apparently, a couple of the Marlins players decided to mush it and play or go on a night on the town because they felt all cooped up in Atlanta. And Atlanta, Georgia being one of the states where the governor has sued to make you not mandatory to have to wear a mask, and Florida being one of the epicenters of the world for COVID-19, it all seems like a perfect shitstorm that just came together, if you ask me. But if you have any opinions on that, like I said, call in 856-484-9565. We're going to also talk about the top 5 worst wrestling movies, and we'll have some honorable mentions. All of us have seen those movies where we're like, oh, look, a wrestler's in it. That's probably going to suck. Right?
Absolutely.
Not necessarily.
Oh, come on. The expectations
There's
are
going to
low.
be a few.
Not necessarily. The Rock has been in all the Jumanji movies and in a lot of other great movies.
He's had some shit movies he's been, and he has made the list.
Yeah.
He's got an
Tooth Fairy.
I could have made a list of all shitty Rock movies
But
before
wait.
he started making good ones.
The John Cena was in Cock Block.
Wait, okay.
What?
Yeah. Wasn't he Marine 1?
Yes.
We'll get to that later on.
Yeah, so we'll get to that. That list has plenty of material, as you can see. It's bursting from the seams of shitty movies that had wrestlers as the main star. So I decided to go with that because we could talk about that for hours. But back to the COVID, nothing explained how the league would handle a coronavirus outbreak. So that was a slight problem in their plan. And this is off yahoo.com. Now, 2 teams schedules have been suspended, the Phillies and the Marlins, and is out of commission. Major League Baseball is going to have to figure out how to deal with that and get these games in. I'm going to imagine if there's going to be a playoff system, you're going to have to figure out how to fit these games in with being such a short season, unless you're going by win percentage. So, yeah. So they said they have cited lack of veteran leadership on the Marlins. Apparently they knew before the game, I believe Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, and they decided to play. They took a vote and decided to play. Wow. Kind of fucked up, right? So
I can't believe all these sports teams are actually getting out there to want to play when we're still rising in COVID cases.
yeah, there are 2 schools of thought to that. I do kind of think I do subscribe to the school of caution, and I'm a huge sports fan. But we do have to figure out some way to exist with this as well to a certain level.
Yeah, but
there's got to be a balance.
But at
right?
the end of the day, most of these sports leagues and everything is just that you're tossing a ball around.
Listen,
It's not
balls.
It is not
are
in any way.
important.
It is not in any way, shape, or form essential to throw balls around.
I think people are going to lose their shit if football season got canceled.
I'm surprised 100% that Major League Gaming hasn't gone into the mainstream where you just have 2 guys playing their team and show that on the screen.
Well, it kind of
games-
has. You can bet on that, I think, right now.
But games nowadays have the graphics that, dude, it's just as good, and nobody's gonna get COVID. Or put the top players from each team playing the game. I don't know.
I have to disagree with Mike there.
Of course,
He is not he's not a sports fan. He's a
But-
video game fan.
but it's the same thing. If me and you put on Madden and we stream it live on Facebook, and people watch, and you've got a team that everybody loves, and I've got a team that everybody loves, they're gonna be cheering both of us on, whoever they want to win.
One of our
It's the
viewers
same
have
thing.
agreed with me. They said you are biased in your opinion.
It's the same thing.
Well, listen, you got it, but you have to learn how to. We got to live through it, though. I don't know what the balance is, and I don't have the answers, But I do know that Major League Baseball sucked ass with their response. I do know that because they're letting players vote on it. They're letting the players decide. Major League Baseball should have been deciding from the door whether to do it or not, and they should have been figuring out that, hey, we're going to make the decision for you. Instead, apparently, I guess I heard that Miguel Rojas made the decision because he's the team leader, and I just don't see where that was smart. Miami is one of the hotbeds of the country or the world for coronavirus. You think they would have thought that one through. They have testing every day, but this, the big, who knows where they got it from. But they did decide to go out on the town. Miami Marlins players reportedly went out in Atlanta before the team's COVID-19 outbreak. That's right. The Phillies' 2020 season was put on hold because of the mush that the Miami Marlins are. They're like non-consequential. They should just give you free wins against them, although the Phillies can't fucking beat them. But baseball on Tuesday after at least 17 Marlins tested positive.
How many?
17.
God damn.
The root of the Marlins' sudden outbreak hasn't been confirmed, but according to USA Today by baseball insider Bob Nightingale, it started in Atlanta. During an appearance in the 5:15 block on 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh, Nightingale reported that at least one Marlins player, possibly more, left the team hotel and went out while in Atlanta days before the season began. So,
I got a picture up on the screen of the Marlins partying, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's true. And he's probably a rookie that gets signed for nothing.
For the podcasters, it's a nice Marlin that's jumping out of the water.
Yeah. So I think it's a wake up call for other teams. This is Nightingale said. You better not go out at night because you bring it in. You've got a chance to knock off the season by yourself. So here's the thing. I was saying this about, and these guys are categories for Mush of the Week, the whole Marlins organization. I was saying this about NBA being in a bubble. I was saying this about a lot of the bubble cities and even the NFL to an extent. Who are going to tell these athletes that, no, you can't go out? That's not going to happen, it sounds like, or unless they're going to self-police or now they have a compliance officer. Are you going to have someone that's watching the dorm, so to speak? I mean, these are grown-ass men. Are you going to do it? And, here's the thing that people aren't thinking about. Forget all the players. How about all the hotel workers, all the people that have to facilitate these guys being in town that become collateral damage because of it and take it home to their families possibly or other members in their community? So that's something where I think it's way irresponsible, and people need to make these guys think, and I don't think they're doing it. So,
Last thing they want to do is think.
Yeah. There obviously wasn't thinking. And listen, I get it. None of us are perfect. It's tough. But on the same flip side, you have NFL players opting out of the season, right? And some of them, I'm okay with them opting out. Some people get mad. Some people are mad at Marquise Goodwin for opting out. His wife had multiple miscarriages, and they just had their first child. I'm okay with him opting out of the season, or any other player for that fact, if it's health-related or they feel it's safer for their family. They're people too.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see the best football players out there. The fan of me would, but I'm not going to get mad at them and chastise them online via Twitter. All you keyboard warrior assholes out there, for making such a decision for their family. I can understand. Makes sense. So, yeah, the Phillies right now, the season's pretty much on hold. Very disappointing. Philly season up in it and aftermath of Marlins. This is some stuff I'm pulling from theathletic.com. When some Phillies pitchers pulled up to Citizens Bank Park on Tuesday morning, they lowered their car window, gave a saliva sample, and were handled a parting gift, their baseball glove. Major League announced Tuesday after that out of an abundance of caution, the Phillies game against the Yankees Tuesday night in Philadelphia, Wednesday and Thursday in New York were postponed. Monday's series opener was also postponed. The Phillies held a lengthy team meeting in Zoom in the afternoon, according to multiple sources, to discuss the immediate future with no baseball for 4 days. So, this is just going to be a rolling thing that's going to happen. And as of right now, it looks like there won't be playing until next week. And that could have changed because it just seems to keep happening. So, yeah. How can they make up the postponed games? There's so many questions.
I don't think they can.
They will. I think they're going to have to. Just give them some hydrochlorox before you go out. No, yeah, you know what? That's funny. I don't know if Alexandra is bringing that up. How do you say that, right? Hydrochloroquine.
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 Yes.
So the demon sperm spawn lady that's been going around, she would be actually administering that to the baseball players, actually. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen her or not.
No.
Anybody that would like to take that, no worries. I suggest making an appointment with this lady. I'm pretty sure she has an open schedule. And if she doesn't, she'll get you in. She looks like a responsible medical practitioner. So take your family there. Take it. Take a little dose.
You'll have to forgive me if I don't take your word for it.
Maybe they want some, if you want to take that hydrochloroquine or whatever the fuck it is, be my guest.
Hydrochloroquine.
Chloroquine, yeah.
The voice from behind the curtain.
The voice from, yeah. So, yeah, that demon spawn lady. I can't even take it anymore with all this, getting all sports with all the conspiracy theories out there. Like, it's like half-baked because you hear people say, like, oh, the Clintons were involved with Epstein, and they don't want to acknowledge that. There's pictures with Trump and the Clintons and the Epstein, whatever. And then you see, the hydrochloroquine. Yay, we got that right.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you. And then they want to just believe it because they think their side is pushing it. Just use critical thinking here. I mean, it's just whatever. People are out of control with these conspiracy theories. And then Facebook, I don't think they should take it down because then it's like, then they're like, see, it's legitimate. They don't want us to see it. And you're just like, oh my God. It's like we're living in the fucking Twilight Zone. Whatever. So back to more fun stuff, Demon Seaman. They should, Washington should have renamed their team the Washington Demon Seamans. What do you think?
A little bit too long, I think.
What about the Washington Demons?
But Demon Seaman could work its way into a good rap song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible.
Or that could be a rap name. Hi, let's introduce this rapper. His name is Demon Seaman. What do you think?
That would work.
I like it.
That works.
Yeah. Demon Seaman. Ooh-ha. Ooh-ha.
Ooh-ha, Robin? Is that what are you doing?
I don't know. I just
It's a
got
military
a
thing.
bad visual. Bad visual. So no Phillies players or coaches tested positive as of Monday, but now they're saying that someone did test positive. A couple staffers, it sounds like. So they're getting all the tests they can, but they can't run from it. So it's just kind of interesting to see this. And hopefully I'll get to see Phillies baseball again, but it doesn't seem like for the rest of the week that the Phillies will be playing baseball. And for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, it's not happening.
No, they'll be back. It's going to happen. Professional sports is one of those. It's going to happen. I know it will. I just could tell. Listen, that's not. I think they're going to end up playing Toronto. Nope, they're not. I just saw it. So the Phillies and the Blue Jays series has been postponed. So through the weekend they won't play. So, yeah. Season is in jeopardy. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm not going to sit here and tell you I do know. I do think, I don't know. Fuck the Marlins. So they're
Good. I know. I don't know. Fuck the Marlins.
Yeah, fuck them. They are running for Mush of the Week. Now, the other candidates for Mush of the Week, and this is less sports related, but I think noteworthy, is how about all these douchebags in New Jersey, Jackson, New Jersey, who rented a mansion and had a 700-person party? Right?
Mush.
Mush.
Yeah.
That was not smart.
Bunch of clowns.
What the hell?
Bunch of fucking clowns there. So, Jackson,
We're
New
doing morning zoo radio all of a sudden.
Yeah. Woo! I think I got a cow one on here. You want that too? So, Jackson, New Jersey, if you guys don't know where that's at, it is Six Flags Great Adventure. They have the animal safari there. All of us know from this area. I kind of grew up not too far from there, about 25 minutes from there. I worked there when I was a kid. And I know I'm youthful. I still look like a kid now. But it was a long time ago, trust me.
No,
Don't
you don't.
be fooled by this beautiful beard. But Jackson, New Jersey, spent nearly 5 hours that night. The police did, the Port Police, trying to break up that party. So it was Sunday night and into Monday morning. So I was talking to a friend of mine that lives in Canada, in Vancouver, and this made front page news in Canada. They're like, oh, they met. So then they're like, oh, there was going to be American baseball teams coming here. Now we know why the Canada said, yeah, Toronto Blue Jays, you can go fuck yourself and play in Buffalo. That's literally what happened. So they were like, no, we're not having that.
Uh-huh.
So they said they were breaking up a house party, more than 700 attendees, according to a statement. At around 8:30 p.m. Sunday, Jackson police responded to the house on a report of a suspicious incident, according to the statement. After speaking to the neighborhood residents, police said eventually the crowd grew to an estimate excess of a 700 people party, with well over 100 vehicles parked in the area. According to the statement, the owner of the house was contacted and he told officers that he had rented out the residence on an Airbnb and was hosting a large party. According to the statement, as the crowd continued to grow, police said the homeowner left the area as 200 additional people arrived at the residence and the party began to expand. So there's pictures on Instagram of a liquor bottle in the grass in the neighborhood. It looks like some purple liquor. I don't know what the fuck that is.
That sounds like a party to me.
I think it looks like some cheap ass like liquor. It says New Amsterdam on it or something. It looks disgusting. So looks like what's that purple motherfucker on McDonald's? Grimace. It looks
Grimace.
Like
Yes,
it looks like Grimace pissed into a bottle. So word of the party grew on Instagram, and a flyer advertised on Instagram so that billed the event as a Liberian Independence Day party, complete with twerking contest, free food, and jungle juice.
Twerking contest. I could have won that.
Yeah. Oh, twerk. Yeah. Jamie is. I don't know if anybody knew this, but Jamie is. He is a Hall of Fame twerker.
I actually did know that. I saw that at the Toxic Radio Christmas party.
No.
Yeah, I
Jesus.
just couldn't hold it in.
Yeah. Videos on Instagram show people dancing, drinking, and smoking what appears to be hookah inside the mansion.
Hookah.
Or weed inside of the hookah. That does work. So the homeowner, Yakov. I love that his first name is Yakov. Yakov Weiss, 40 of Jackson Township, and two party organizers, Patience Goyne and Alicia Hene, 22 and 23, both of Newark, New Jersey, were issued summons related to the party for violating Governor Murphy's executive order limiting the number of people who can gather in one place, according to a statement from the Jackson Police Department. The party organizers did not immediately respond to a request for comment. As the crowd continued to grow, Jackson Police began receiving 911 calls from other homeowners in the area reporting disturbances and trespassing, according to the statement. So, to disperse the crowd, the police received help from Ocean County and police in surrounding towns, as well as New Jersey State Police, according to the statement. So they had to bring in police from the other fucking surrounding townships.
They needed backup.
Holy shit. But the police said they determined it was a family member of the caller who had been at the original party and invited back to the people's house. Police responded and cleared the house. So it took approximately 1 a.m. till 1 a.m. for the officers to clear the residents of the party and attendees of the vehicles in the neighborhood from the neighborhood without any further incident. So there's a little bit more. You can Google it. They said the investigation is ongoing. They're going to really need Columbo to crack this case. Like, I mean, what do you need to investigate? I guess these guys are going to get fined and summoned.
I can't get 10 people to come to my birthday party. They get 700 people to go to their party.
Well, when you
during
have
COVID.
Listen, when you have a free twerking contest, free food, and free alcohol, the freeloaders unite, and they come a-running.
They in droves.
Yeah. I mean, dude, mush of the week, I don't know, man. I'm going to have to go with them over the Marlins.
I'm with you. Definitely.
Yep. So, we'll make a decision right now. I'm going with the house party. Mike, house party or the Marlins?
House party, of course.
Yep. They are the mush of the week because they suck.
A unanimous vote.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, listen, I want to go to a 700-person party. Actually, I don't know how many times I've been to a 700-person party that wasn't in a club.
I've never been to a house party that was a 700. No, that doesn't happen.
No,
That's
never.
not a thing.
I've been to some pretty big house parties, but not that big. I mean, but it's, the difference is like back in the day, it had to be word of mouth, the text. Now, if you put it on social media, people might just show up, especially since people will tag the house and be like, oh, yeah, it's here. You could just name it whatever. Oh, yeah, this is Matt's lair, and, you just show up, and you just put it in GPS or you just follow it. I mean, 100 cars there, and it's in Jackson, New Jersey, which isn't really like a busy metropolis. It's a suburb, and you can see all that traffic going there. I mean, wow. So, yeah, definitely mush of the week. I don't know what these guys were thinking. I don't know what they were doing, so. Ugh.
Again, more people just not thinking.
Yeah. So,
They're making babies.
We got the
Probably.
A lot of NFL players are opting out. I shouldn't say a lot, but Eagles, Lane Johnson has tested positive for coronavirus. Starting star right tackle. Crazy, right?
Yeah, I heard about that for the first time, I think yesterday.
Yeah, so he's on the reserve COVID-19 list. So they felt good enough about their tackle situation. They brought Jason Peters to play guard. Well, they might need to play tackle. Hopefully he recovers quick enough. But according to Mike Garafolo of NFL Network, Eagles have placed a right tackle Lane Johnson on the reserve COVID-19 list. Now, with that COVID-19 list, it doesn't mean that you have corona, but he has admitted that you could have come in contact, per the NFL standards, with someone that may have had it, so they put you on that list to prevent it from spreading. So there's been tons of players that you might have seen this week that have ended up on that list. You know, a lot of the Patriots players are opting out, and people are coming up with conspiracy theories for that hate the Patriots. So, I don't know. And their conspiracy theory is, for the Patriots haters out there, is that they're opting out of the season, their best players, because Dante Hightower opted out, because they want to tank to get Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. A little far-fetched. Doesn't mean they'll get him. I don't see it. I just see players are opting out. I mean, what else can you say? Some of them don't think it's worth it, and it's not safe for their family. You know, and I think you get a portion of your salary, but you kind of defer it to next year, so you'll have to pay that back out of your salary next year from whatever money you do get. So it's not free money. NFL's not giving out free money. You're paying that back on the contract next year if you know, are a player, from what I understand.
Huh.
Yeah, so there's no free lunches here, my friends. So the Eagles also announced Nathan Gary and backup tackle Jordan Mailata were also placed on that list as well. That means they either tested positive, as I told you, or are quarantining after coming in contact with someone who did, and the team isn't allowed to specify, I guess, HIPAA laws or whatever, you know, something about that. But earlier this month, Johnson was part of the offensive line mastermind summit in Dallas with a number of linemen, so I'll be interested to see how many, if any, also turn up on the list after testing. You know, also Nate Solder opted out of the season. That is the starting, I believe, left tackle. It could be right tackle, but I'm pretty left tackle for the New York Giants. That's, you know, they got some depth on that team, so that's going to hurt them, but not that much as far as the offensive line goes. But one that was pretty notable is the Chiefs starting running back, Damian Williams, who in my opinion was the Super Bowl MVP. He did opt out, and he gave some very specific reasons why. And, you know, we'll share those with you here because it is worth noting. So their right guard, I can't even pronounce his name, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, I believe he's a doctor as well, opted out. He's a guard for the Kansas City Chiefs. He publicly opted out. It was the first one. But, you know, Williams isn't a high-risk player, so he did explain. He explained he'll be skipping this season. His mother was recently diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Good reason. Can't get mad at him. You know what I mean? The CDC lists cancer as a factor of increased risk. So he probably doesn't bring it to her, and his mom's got stage 4 cancer. I don't blame him.
Not one bit.
Yeah, he also has a wife and a young daughter at home. It was hard, he told SiriusXM Radio. And this guy hasn't made a lot of money. So he might have had a payday around the corner, maybe not. He's made a lot of money in terms of us, but not the NFL. And, he said his mom is his rock, my everything. She was just like, whatever decision you make, I'm behind you. Football is my life, especially coming off a championship and wanting to do a repeat, which I know they're going to handle that, but at the end of the day, this was something personal. So, just to clarify what the players will get paid if this happens, under the NFL's revised collective bargaining agreement, players can decide to skip the 2020 season if they don't meet the criteria to be considered at risk for a severe COVID-19 illness. They simply receive a $150,000 advance on their contract, which tolls for a season instead of $350,000 stipend. So, this is the long end of his career. So, how does this affect people football-wise? So, Damian Williams is probably going to be starter, and you got Clyde Edwards-Helaire got drafted by the Chiefs in the first round, right? So, but here's the thing. Training camp isn't going to be what it was. They're not going to have preseason games. This guy's a rookie. So how does he learn this playbook? So you got Darwin Thompson on that team. I think Darrell Williams is still on there as a fourth running back. And that's going to make things have to move quicker for this running back because Damian Williams was probably going to be a starter. They had LaShawn McCoy, who's probably not going to be on anybody's team this year. And he's kind of done for his career. But, that's happening. And will the NFL have a season? Do I think that if enough players opt out, they will not play? And I say, no, the NFL will have a season. Now, I was only 6 when this happened, but I don't know, Jamie, you might remember the strike season in the NFL, right?
As a matter of fact, I do.
1987. So, they still went on. Players didn't want to play. They were striking. And eventually the strike ended about halfway through the season, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, about halfway through.
Right.
Yes.
The Cowboys, because they're scabs, decided to cross the picket line because they're pieces of crap like that.
Yep.
But that being said, another reason I hate the Cowboys, they suck.
I always hated the Cowboys.
Yeah. They got outsmarted by the owner then. But the point of bringing that up is a lot of players stepped in and ended up being decent players. They came to play. So there's going to be people that are backups, that are rookies, people that played in the XFL, the AAF, college football, undrafted free agents that are going to step up and seize the opportunity. So the NFL, I am 100% certain is going to happen. Because it's going to get to a certain point where people are going to we're going to have to learn to live with it. Now, I don't think you should sacrifice safety. I'm thinking maybe the NFL might, if it keeps going this way, might decide to move to more toward a bubble model, because the NFL, I think, is secretly hoping that they can actually get people in the stadiums. I don't think that's going to happen, and that's where I would draw the line. But I would tell you that that's the lead. I think it's 8% of the NFL's revenue, as far as stadium funds. Me personally, I love football, but even if there wasn't a pandemic, I don't like going to football games unless it's in the VIP section, because it's overpriced. Your beer's overpriced. You deal with drunk assholes. You might get in a fight. And sometimes it gets so fucking cold your cheese fries freeze, or crab fries if you're in Philadelphia. So I'll pass, stay at home, get red zone in one bedroom, get games in two of the other bedrooms, and just have my own bar in there, or go to a bar itself. So I think the NFL is secretly hoping that they can have people in the stands, and they get to watch all these other teams make mistakes. Now, there's not going to be a preseason. My prediction is that the NFL is going to actually end up delaying the start of the season until October, but I could be wrong. They have that built into their schedule. I think that's going to happen because no preseason, and then if players keep getting affected and they can't get a grip on it. Because remember, it was a couple weeks ago where the players were, making it known they weren't happy with the process the NFL had set up for them, and then the NFL had to do a quick about face. So, yeah, baseball. Back to baseball. If they weren't fucking around over the bargaining agreement, they might have been doing this a lot earlier and kind of ironed out the kinks already. Way to put yourself up against the walls, or the wall. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. How does it affect? I'm still going to watch. Some people said they don't want to watch backup football. I got to admit, I'm a degenerate, and I am going to watch backup football. 150%. So
I don't see any reason why we wouldn't. I mean, football is football.
Speaking about something,
I don't care who's playing.
Jamie, did hockey start again?
Hockey officially kicks off.
You almost called a hacky sack right there.
Hacky sack, yes, I know. Officially kicks off on Saturday. They had a couple of exhibition games this week. Flyers got to play in one of those. They took on the Penguins and beat them in overtime 3-2. So.
Oh, okay. The Penguins?
The Penguins, yes.
Yeah, well, listen, here's the thing about that. I noticed that game for one reason. I saw a lot of cucks out there posting online. They're like, look, this is how you're supposed to respect the flag. And, that's fine. One, they've always done two national anthems in hockey because of the presence of Canada and the United States.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL didn't really start that till, after 9/11. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. The reason why I'm bringing it up is people were like, well, here's the thing. That's how you do it. But they stood together. I believe you watched it, right? Where it was Penguin Flyer.
Yep, the teams.
To show unity.
Usually it's one team on one line and the other team on the other line, but they did not do that. They mixed themselves up.
To show unity for BLM.
Absolutely.
Right. So, guys, calm down out there, my cucktress and my cucks. A cucktress would be a female cuck. I don't know. Does that exist? Can you be a female cuck?
I don't know.
Sure.
Okay.
I think
Why not?
Okay. And someone said they don't care about the players, they just care about money, and that would be 100% correct. They just care about money, 100%. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jamie, do you play hacky sack?
No. I used to when I was a kid. I was not very good, so I gave it up shortly after I started. I just was not that coordinated.
Yeah, I'm cool with it for about 5 minutes, and then I just throw the ball off into the woods. Ew, Boston Bruins cover. Ugh, face mask. Yeah, so hockey's back. No one ever remembers because hockey kind of sneaks up on you, but I'll watch hockey at this point. I know you're watching. When does the regular season start? It's like a week or two, right?
Saturday,
okay. Basketball's back.
Saturday.
Baseball's back, even though people are getting affected. And it's going to be August this weekend, and football's usually around the corner, and it's like you usually have your first preseason game this week. And
Yeah, it's a little early for hockey for some reason, but
yeah, I mean,
well, late. You think about it, they're actually going into their Stanley Cup playoffs, so technically they're late. Because the Stanley Cup usually runs into July, and we're going into August here. I'm sorry, June, and we're going into August now. So it's depends on how you want to look at it. They're starting early or they're finishing late.
so if someone wants to know what a cuck is, and I'm going to read you that definition right now.
Mike should know.
A cuck.
Mike should know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow. Wow.
A weak or servile man, often used as a contemptuous term for a man with moderate or progressive political views. A man whose wife is sexually unfaithful, a cuckold. I always thought a cuck was like the guy who would like be in the corner watching his chick get banged.
That is also a cuck, a guy who enjoys or will watch his wife get banged. Yes.
All right. Well, GQ magazine has a different definition of cuck, and I think they're going to be more accurate. What does cuck mean, and why are you being called a cuck? Wow. Well, Mike was just called a cuck. So.
Thanks.
Why are you being called one? So, it's what internet trolls use to stand, fangirls, snowflakes, and truthers, blah, blah, blah. The real meaning of cuck, and no, I haven't misspelled fuck or chuck, although you get plenty of calling you that on the internet depending on your shtick. Cuck has its roots in cuckold, an old-fashioned term for a man whose wife is having sex with another man, because everything is porn eventually. So, yeah, that's true. There is, cuck is also alt-right insult. There's many, many, many terms for cuck. Like John in Philadelphia, You ever have a John? No? You never been to the John?
Nobody has.
No. You have been to the John.
Yeah.
Yes, you have. So, speaking of Johns, we're going to talk about this John real quick, and the John would be top 5 worst movies with wrestlers. So, I picked my person. You guys can chime in and text or call in and say if you have one that you think that should be on the top 5 list. 856-485-9565. You can hit me up on social media, THEEGODFREY. But we're going to hit it real quick. And my number 5 would be Ready to Rumble. Now, I know this hurts Mike's heart because I have a feeling, Mike, did you see this in the theaters?
I did see it in the theaters.
It was amazing. I knew it. I knew you would go see this in the theaters. Oh, did you go on the night it came out?
I honestly don't remember. I know I saw it in theaters. I know that I was stoked when David Arquette actually became the world champion of WCW due to the movie. I know, right?
I mean, well, so, he'll show you a graphic up there, and this will give you an idea of what it looks like.
It was giving me an issue, the graphic.
Really?
Boing.
Come on, I see it.
Yep, that's the Ready to Rumble graphic right there. And yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, oh man, how can you not? Was that other guy in Biodome? I forget who that is.
I remember. It's one of those guys. I don't know exactly who he is, but I remember him from movies.
Well, many fans were Ready to Rumble.
I don't know. I can't see it.
Which was about 2 wrestling fans chasing their dream to hang alongside their favorite ring competitor. But their fictional Jimmy King experiences a screw job of his own, and Scott Caan and David Arquette are off to help their fallen hero, played by Oliver Platt, and give him his glory back. That's right. And somehow they took this movie into wrestling and made David Arquette the champ, forever tarnishing the WCW World Championship.
Yes, it was an unbelievable flop, jumping the shark of wrestling, just insanity that they did. But it was interesting to watch as a fan.
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces of it, like kind of like, why is the TV on in the middle of the night? Oh, Ready to Rumble's on, watch like 20 minutes of it. I'm like, oh, this is why. But, there was a lot of hype on that movie. So, the next one, this is an honorable mention. This didn't make the list. Noel Holds Bar. I don't know if you guys remember this one. When I was a kid, I was excited. My dad wouldn't let me see it. We talked about it a little last week. And if you look at the picture that Mike's about to put up, this will tell you all you need to know about the movie. The fashion, the colors, he's wearing a full bodysuit. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that looks like a horror movie, but not really. No ring, no ref, no rules. Hulk Hogan. And I wanted to see this movie so bad, and then I got to see it later on, 10 years later after I grew up, and I was like, wow, I really didn't miss anything. It was horrendous.
It was not worth the hype.
What's the
Not at all.
line? What's the line in there, Mike, where he's like, do you smell shit?
Oh yeah. What's that smell? The guy's picking him up. He's sweating real heavy. And he goes, duty.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Probably,
Duty.
I mean, these movies, it's bad. That's number 4 on our list. It has to be number 4. The duty smell thing, that's the best line probably from that movie, isn't it?
Pretty much. That was the most memorable line that I can remember.
So did you see that one in the theaters, Mike?
To tell you the truth, I don't think so. I think I seen that when it came out.
Really? On VHS?
On,
Remember when
obviously-
you had to wait like 7
Yes.
7 months?
On
or like-
7 months
on
for
Be
VHS.
Ki-
yes.
Be Kind Rewind, yes, from Blockbuster.
Well, I got the scene for you guys. I have a treat. You're gonna get to hear this. Turn up the auxiliary over there.
Don't turn it up too loud.
So we're gonna play the duty scene. Now, I just want to let you know we just went through 19 seconds of a 33-second clip with not one word of fucking English.
What's that?
Dookie. Wow. That's number 4. So you must be saying to yourself after seeing this, how the fuck can this not be number 1? Well, I have some treats in store for you. As far as the ones that are on the list, that's an honorable mention. That's not even on the top 5. But it has to be mentioned because I feel like it was the birth of wrestlers and movies. Isn't that, I mean,
Yes. I mean that really did. That was the first one that somewhat went mainstream. I would have to say.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, sort of in the movies.
Yeah.
So the next one that is on the list is the Marine 2. What did you say? Who was in the Marine 1? Great question. It was John Cena. It actually wasn't that bad. But
No, I liked it.
Marine 2 has Ted DiBiase for all the wrestling marks out there. That is Ted DiBiase Sr.'s son. That's
Yes.
Junior. And this movie was trash. The Marine 2, if you want to avoid streaming an awful movie, it would help you not to be in the sequel, where the original movie was awful as well. But see, this actually bumped Marine 1 from the list. Because, guess why?
Why?
It was that fucking bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never watched either one. I
Wow.
don't think.
Well, the Marine, this was exactly the same movie for those who have seen either. Consider yourself blessed. In this film, DiBiase is a Marine who is home from the war and is around his wife until she's kidnapped by criminals as collateral for a crime they committed. Little do they know that they kidnapped the wife of a Marine who single-handedly defeats all the bad guys and saves his wife.
Sounds like the first one.
It is exactly.
Sounds like duty.
He said Dookie, though.
I thought you said duty.
No, it was
It sounded
Dookie.
like Dookie.
It was
Oh,
Dookie.
it was Dookie.
Yeah.
Yep.
R.I.P. Green Day.
All right, so
Mike, have you seen the rest of the Marine movies?
I've never seen any of them. Not a one. Not a one.
that's one of those ones where you
I'm
get-
surprised because your buddy The Miz plays in most of them.
Because why? Because The Miz is
Lousy.
awesome.
Yeah, right. Yeah, The Miz.
He's an arrogant son of a bitch, but I have to admit he's talented when he sets inside those ropes. So.
Did he snuff you one time, Jamie? Did he fluff you off? Were you going for an autograph?
Did he give you a butt fluff?
Ooh. I don't even know what a butt fluff is.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Come see me after the show. I'll show you what a butt fluff is.
Oh, great. I'm out of here. But yeah. So you got the Marine that's on the list, but we have another honorable mention on there, and I'm gonna look up my. I have my little cheat sheet here, and I didn't tell anybody in here what my list was gonna have, so this is completely authentic. the internet, like the hamster fell off the wheel, so I feel like, oh no, it's back. So an honorable mention is Doom. That's right. Now, video game movies are a bad idea by themselves, but when you say let's make a video game movie and like the main star a wrestler, that is just one ball of shit. And Doom starred The Rock. Now, The Rock has done some good movies recently. He's been a little bit more picky with who he was going to play in the movie. But Doom doesn't make the top 5, but it is an honorable mention. And I got to tell you, Doom was a turd. I saw parts of it, not on purpose. Again, it was one of those ones where I'm like scrolling the channels through the night and it happens to be on, and I give it a whirl. But not only, and they agree with me, this is from a Bleacher Report, not only are movies with wrestlers in them a bad idea, but movies based off video games are also a bad idea. That was a popular game. We all remember it. But every so often it pops up on television. And this is why so many video games present themselves as if they are a movie already. Because, yeah, it's just, yeah. I would love Santino Marella, though, to do a movie. I like that guy.
That guy's
That would be funny.
Great. Hilarious.
They never put the funny guys in there, but he goes. This article goes, as long as Santino Marella doesn't begin doing a remake of the live-action Super Mario Brothers movie, I think we can all block ideas of wrestlers in video games. That might be a good idea. So, but
I'd check that one out.
Yeah, but number 3 on the list is a little-known movie, but it's so bad. Listen, I could do as many honorable mentions as I want. Okay?
I had to put that up there, Lars. Like, how do you have so many honorable mentions?
Because I'm doing a top 5, and there's just so many goddamn bad movies with wrestlers, and I had to trim it down. So,
by the way, the name of this episode is going to be Butt Bluff now.
Nice. So, Hell Comes to Frogtown. That's right. Have you ever heard of that one?
No, actually I haven't.
The title of the film sounds fake, but it actually makes sense with the plot. Ironically, it is the plot that makes no sense. Hell Comes to Frogtown stars the late, great Roddy Piper. Look at this graphic right here. This looks like a shitty
looks like Battletoads.
It looks like a paperback novel that you would buy at a garage sale for 25 cents. It does. It really does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of the Star Wars books.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So he plays Sam Hell, a rebel who is found in a post-apocalyptic world by nurses who need his help. The world suffers from a shortage of fertile men and women. This plot had to be read, which threatens the human race's future. Mutant amphibians have captured some fertile women and used them as sex slaves. It is up to Hell to sneak into their base, nicknamed Frogtown, and save the day. So, I have to mention that Hell is threatened to help in the mission, or risk having his reproductive organs blown up by a device attached to it. All of that is actually the plot of the 88-minute movie. Shockingly, this 1988 movie actually turned a profit and helped yield 3 more movies from it. Thanks, Piper. I hope your area is feeling safe still. So yeah. That one is number 3. And just for Laura, we do have another honorable mention.
My God, they're going off in the chat room about this honorable mention stuff. Laura just wrote, you haven't even gone through the 5 yet. Alex wrote, what do you write? Maybe you should just do a top 15 at this point.
No. Listen, just because I can, but yeah, we'll give a couple. We're gonna get to that honorable mention. This is probably I'm not even gonna do that one. You guys don't reserve it. So now I'm gonna go. Hogan would just have all top 5. Suburban Commando. You guys remember that? Yeah. So it wasn't horrible, but it deserves an honorable mention because it was one where it was like, oh, here's Hogan in the movie. Christopher Lloyd was in it. Shelley Duvall. They had a pretty good cast, so it was something to try to put together. And I believe The Undertaker was in the movie as well. Okay.
He didn't get to have his name on the cover.
No,
though.
this movie sucked, but it wasn't the suckiest of them all, so it gets honorable mention just because Hogan's in it. That's right, another honorable mention. Take it deep, guys. So now we're up to number
2.
2, right? Yeah, we're gonna go to number 2.
Number 2.
And I think you guys are gonna love number 2 because it is truly a number 2. Where the fuck did it go?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chaperone. Yes, Triple H had a short-lived movie career because he played in movies like Chaperone. This reminded me of it was like a knockoff of the Vin Diesel movie where he was the nanny. Remember that? What was it, like Navy Mom or some shit like that? With Vin Diesel
something
on it?
to that.
Yeah.
The Pacifica or something. And this was almost like the wrestling knockoff of it. And I think Stephanie McMahon almost divorced him over this movie. That's how bad it was. But the Chaperone, yeah, a tough guy doing a softies job movie. So the Chaperone stars as Triple H, a former wheelman who has decided to be a nice guy for the benefit of his daughter. After he agrees to help him one more heist with his friends, Triple H's character decides against it to be a chaperone at his daughter's field trip. This leads to a problem in the robbery. It means that his old cohorts are after Triple H and the kids on the field trip. It leads to one crazy field trip you will ever see. One of the craziest. So, this was an awful movie idea.
I'd have to agree with that.
Did you see this one? I know you saw this one in the theater, Mike.
I did not. I've never seen this one, tell you the truth.
Are you serious?
I
Yeah.
had no interest in seeing this one either. No.
So,
Wasn't he in one of the Blade movies? Am I wrong?
Possibly. I don't
Maybe.
remember that.
the number one, though, and I'm going to skip the honorable mention. I don't wanna
Oh,
cause
no
any-
more honorable.
I don't want to cause any controversy to make the fucking, the room blow up or anything.
All right. I mean,
Just try to give extra content out here. So listen, for free. So one of the worst actors that I've ever seen in wrestling, and I rank him as the worst actor that's a wrestler of all time, is Bill Goldberg. And the number one movie that is the worst wrestling movie ever, meaning not wrestling movie with a wrestler in it, is called Santa's Slay. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Santa's Slay.
I saw this picture and I've never heard of it, never seen a graphic for it. This is your show is introducing me to Santa's Slay
Yeah,
right now.
I never seen
Yeah.
it either, but that's how fucking bad this thing was because I had to look it up. I can only get through the first 10, 15 minutes. But it's can anybody tell me like what is wrong with Bill Goldberg? Like I've never seen like have you ever seen him? You ever see the Universal Soldier scene? I think he was in like Universal Soldier 2 and he falls off a roof and all you hear is shit. Like that's his reaction to falling off a roof. So in the film, Santa is a bloodthirsty killer. This is explained by an older man who states that that Santa was born from the devil, making him the Antichrist. Santa supposedly always killed everyone, but that was halted in 1005 when an angel stepped in. The angel defeated Santa in a game of curling. I'm not even joking right here. The angel defeated Santa in a game of curling, which settles most of the grudges in my life. Yeah. Santa's punishment for losing was that he was forced to give out presents instead of death certificates for the next 1,000 years. Shockingly, that sentence was over at the exact time. So the movie gets really weird. Most characters, they die in strange ways. It's probably something that if you do marijuana, you might want to do like the strongest shit ever and watch it because there's no way you can sit through it. It is possibly the worst Christmas /wrestling movie I've ever laid my eyes on. So they didn't even have it in DVD. I had to get it on cassette. I'm just joking. Put it on cassette.
Cassette.
Yeah. So yeah, there's so many more out there, but that's my number one. Let's watch it. How about fucking never? I'd rather watch fucking Snails Race. If that's a date night movie, you better guarantee that the guy's getting laid. That's all I gotta say. 100%. Hey, you want to watch Santa's Slay? I mean, that's a. Ooh.
Mike's going to try that now.
Yeah, movies are bad dates anyway. I mean, it's basically if you say, hey, let's go out to a movie, it's like, or especially with the Netflix and chill, it's like, hey, would you like to come over? Would you like some peanuts? That's usually what it means. Am I right?
Not if you're watching the World of Warcraft movie. Then it means quiet. The movie's on.
They have a movie for World of Warcraft?
Yes,
If
they
you want
do.
to borrow it, I could let you borrow it. I mean,
Mike
I
has it,
have
yes.
no problem with letting
that
you borrow
generous offer will not be necessary.
it. Well, are you sure?
I'm positive.
All right, the offer's there.
Who's watching World of Warcraft?
Surprisingly enough, I've actually sat there and watched, I think, most of it. It was, actually, I think USA ran it. USA Network ran it a couple months back.
Just saying.
So
Jesus. Well,
it wasn't that bad. I've seen worse.
Let's look up the rating. Let's take it back. I'm gonna say the rating was probably 3 stars on IMDb. Is it just called World of Warcraft movie?
Mhm.
Let's see. I'm gonna say 3 stars. Is he over under here? IMDb, where are you at?
3 out of what?
Oh wow, 3. Oh no, the rating is 6.8 out of 10. It looks like 3.5 stars out of 5.
I'll take it. Don't dog the movie, bro. Don't dog the movie. You don't understand what it means.
I wonder how many Hot Pockets were eaten while watching it.
Millions, probably.
Just saying. For the Horde, Loktar Ogar.
I don't even know what the fuck that means,
Don't even ask.
but I feel like that wouldn't be your first line when you meet a woman. So, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'm glad I got to give you a lot of honorable mentions today, and I thank you for tuning in at Taking It Deep with the Godfrey. You can always catch us on iTunes, Google Play Music, YouTube Music. I don't know what Google calls it now. Spotify, Stitcher. I think that's it. ToxicRadio.net has all of our past episodes. You can download them on demand or just listen to them. I don't think you can download them. Listen to us live on Toxic Radio. YouTube. What's the YouTube address there, Mike?
YouTube.com/playittoxic.
And of course, Taking It Deep with the Godfrey. Sharing is caring. And if you care, give it a like, tell your mom about it, and give her my number. But with that being said, thanks for tuning in today, guys. As always, thanks for taking it deep. And this is the Godfrey, not saying goodbye, just saying take it deep.